Tuesdays morning, Joe and the Pro. I've got a triple grande latte and I'm ready to go. I watched the game last night. I had the under in the Washington-Philadelphia game, and Philly at fourth down and goal didn't make it. Then an interception in the end zone, and Prez had some luck. Now he's speaking in third person. And feeling good. I lost my hockey play tonight. Really quickly, Mr. Cokin. This is our NHL show. We do it every single Tuesday. It's normally Andrew and Carmine. But Mr. Bianco couldn't make it today. So I thought I'd bring you on. I feel like we're covering 3 generations. Actually, probably 5 generations.
Yeah,
we just
that's
missed
cool.
5 generations. We're just missing a couple of generations below me. Well, you know,
So I guess I'm going to be talking about Bobby Hull in today's show.
yeah.
Contemporary guys, right?
Hey, listen, I'm sure Andrew Mcinnis has heard of Bobby Hull.
Better.
Yeah, so you guys can talk about those guys, and I'll talk about McDavid. How about that?
Well, I'll talk about McDavid too, because my one play last night was Edmonton, and unfortunately I played it in the morning and didn't find out until late that McDavid was down with the flu, and that's kind of a big hit for the Oilers, and it showed.
The same thing happened to me, Dave. I played over in the Edmonton game, and I was 1 goal away and lost. But I'm about 60% in NHL this season. I know, Dave, you're doing really well. And Andrew, how you been doing?
Dave?
Well, you broke up on me for a second. I was going to say you almost got there because the other team, I'm blanking on who they played
Dallas.
last night. Dallas took a late penalty, and
I had that.
Edmonton pulled the goalie, and it's like this game could get over the total.
I know, but if you watch that power play, I mean, nobody was even trying to score.
No.
They were just like kind of pushing the puck into the other end.
They just, you take the best guy out of the lineup, and it's a sudden thing. They didn't have any time to prepare for it. It's one thing if they knew he was going to miss the game, and they had their morning skate without him. But this was an unexpected development, and I think it caught the team by surprise, and they were very flat last night.
Yeah, that is for sure. And they're also adjusting with Hitchcock. They're going to go. They're going to move to such a much more different style of play than they were. They're going to be extremely. Yeah, well, they're going to. It's a better style of play to win. It's a worse style of play to actually watch them. Like, I've always been of the opinion that if you've got a Stanley Cup contender or a Super Bowl contender, and they're your team, and they play very boring defensive football like the Ray Lewis Baltimore Ravens or 85 Bears or the Habs or the Devils with Brodeur and net. As a fan, you're like, okay, I'm all for this. This is great.
Sure.
But if your team is not a Super Bowl contender, if they're not a Stanley Cup contender, and they're playing that style, it's like, really? You can't win and you got to snooze us to death?
But the thing is, what Edmonton is doing is keeping themselves in games, and their record in 1-goal games this year is 9-1-2. So they're winning the games that they can stay in by playing sound positional hockey and not being undisciplined and giving up odd man rushes, which was ridiculous under the prior coach. I mean, you could just sit there and you needed both hands to count the 3-on-1 breaks that took place on a daily basis. So, Hitchcock knows how to win games. I can't knock it. If I'm an Edmonton fan, I want to win games.
The goal production that Edmonton really provides and the scoring depth that they have to be an under team, in my opinion, if they're going to be successful, because especially with McDavid being out, and that's a perfect example. I mean, they don't really have those guys that can step up. So Ken Hitchcock literally said, I want our centers playing more defense, making the ice smaller and working together. So they don't mind winning those lower scoring games. Even though as fans, you want to see higher scoring games, they don't want to see it. I mean, and since we're talking about bad beats, Prez, last night I actually had the Sabres Great plus 160 underdog price. Perfect spot for them. I mean, Arvidsson out. Bonino just got back from being sick. Subban's out. Forsberg's out. A lot of guys out. It's a good spot in my opinion. But guys, in case you don't know, Nashville Bridgestone Arena just got named the hardest arena to play in the NHL, voted by the players. So kind of cool to see that in Nashville get voted the hardest place to play in. But I thought it was a good spot for Buffalo, and they dropped that one on me.
Okay, guys, let's get into the show because I am very rushed today. I'm going straight from this show into the NFL presidential address with Kelly, and then regretfully, I have a funeral to go to today and a shiva tonight. So my day is a little bit jam-packed, and this will be the only enjoyable part of it. I want to give out a couple of promos. Dave joined us late. Carm couldn't make the show, so I have no promo for Dave, but we'll make up for that another time.
I don't have anything to promote. The only thing I've got on the site right now is the Army-Navy game, which I do think is worth playing now. I'll be posting some bowl plays in the next couple of days. I wait a little longer with the bowls because I want to get as much information as I can. It's not like the regular season dynamic. And I'll post my NFL once I get to it. It looks like I'm going to be blank tonight as far as plays go in the NHL. I've got some leans we can talk about, but there's not much to sell right now.
We'll definitely talk about that. And I actually have a 3-pack tonight at WagerTalk.com. You can get a month of my NHL plays. No coupon required. It's normally $199. It's $99 for the next 24 hours. $99 for the next 24 hours. I'm 60% on the season. I got a 3-pack tonight. Head over to WagerTalk.com. And the same deal applies for Andrew. Head over to SportsMemo.com. And Andrew, regular $199. You can have a month of his plays for $99. And Dave, me and you will talk on Thursday. I'll have a promo for you. Let's get into a couple of free picks for tonight. Andrew, we'll start at you first because Dave does a lot of talking. We might never get back around to you.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people have been having trouble looking at unders in this day and age with the NHL with the amount of scoring there's been. But I think I'm going to look at 2 under spots here and a quick lean to a side. I'm going to start with the Calgary Flames and Columbus Blue Jackets. We got Riddick in nets and Bobrovsky, projected starters. And, you know, these 2 teams both have scoring depth and they both can play. But I think that their style and the way they like to win is keeping those games under the total. I think that they've collapsed. They protect their defensive zone really well. They win faceoffs on their own end, and they take care of business. They all have all-star scorers, guys, but you know, getting over that 6 number is still hard. So I'm going to go under 6 in Calgary, Columbus. I'm going to go under 6.5 in Ottawa, Montreal. 6.5 is way too high. I know those teams can score, but they'll buckle down defensively. Still 2 very talented goaltenders. And then we're also going to take a shot with the Colorado Avalanche at a plus price versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. I mean, first of all, just a plus price is just great with them right now. And second of all, I think it's about time we start to say, you know what, maybe this Pittsburgh Penguins team is degressing a little bit, and it's time to start thinking that. I mean, it just baffles my mind that they're still laying ridiculous prices night in and night out, and they haven't been providing scoring or really defensive capabilities whatsoever. And, you know, DeSmith has done a good job, but he's no Matt Murray in his prime. So those are my 3 plays there. Under 6.5, Habs Sens, under 6 in the Calgary Columbus, and Avalanche in the money line.
Well, I sincerely hope you go 2-1 tonight, because one of those plays is against one of my pay plays. I just won't say which. Dave Cokin, what do you like tonight in hockey?
Well, nothing came up as a play for me. The closest call on my projections was the Calgary Flames as underdogs at Columbus. Blue Jackets are playing well right now, and Seth Jones, if he's not a candidate for the Norris Trophy, then they should just get rid of the trophy. I mean, Seth Jones has been absolutely fantastic for the Blue Jackets. Bobrovsky seems to be on one of his he's kind of manic at times. You know, he has these wild swings. When he's got his confidence, and he seems to have it right now, he can be very tough. But Riddick, and I don't know how long it's going to continue, because I don't make him a true number one goaltender, but he's clearly the number one goaltender on that squad right now. He's in goal tonight. So I think Calgary at the price offers some value tonight. It wasn't quite enough to make it as a play on my card. I'm being really disciplined in the NHL this year and not forcing any plays, but if I had to play one tonight, it would be the Flames.
Well, I just want to ask you guys about one team, and Andrew, you should know. You should be following this trend a lot, and that is, no matter how good the Leafs are, no matter how bad Buffalo is, so say last year, the Leafs do not win in Buffalo. Almost ever. And now they're going into Buffalo at minus 167. Now understand, I only cheer for one team in all of sports. I don't care about the Blue Jays. I'm from Toronto. I don't care about the Raptors. I don't care about anything other than the Leafs. I do not bet against them, and I won't even suggest betting against them. But keep in mind that although Buffalo is on a back-to-back, they're on a 3-game losing streak. They almost won last night, and the Leafs have struggled in Buffalo for decades.
Here's what I think about that game, Prez. I agree with what you're saying. A 10-game win streak for Buffalo. They looked great. They won some low-scoring games. They won some high-scoring games. They dropped 2 games in a row. They competed in last night's game, but it still wasn't there for them. I'll go ahead and say first period over in that one tonight with Buffalo and Toronto. I think that Toronto's a hungry squad right now. They've actually got, they're scoring in bunches, not just Matthews, not just Tavares. They got everybody scoring, everybody involved. Their power plays clicking. First period over 1.5 would be a good play in that game, I think.
I agree 100%. Dave, Ottawa Senators tonight, plus 165. Look, the Habs are rolling. Not really. Thank God.
No.
Thank God.
They've lost 6 out of 7.
Thank God. Oh, I mean, life is so good when Canadians lose. Like,
not this again, Prez. Not this again.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just telling you how it is. Facts. Absolute facts. Anyway, if you want to cheer for the Habs, Andrew, bunch of people who live in a province that want to separate from your beloved country, you go right ahead. I'm a Canadian. I'm not a separatist. I'm not rude to English-speaking people when I get into taxis in Montreal. Nope. I cheer for the Leafs and any team who plays against the Habs. And tonight it's Ottawa. Plus 165. Dave, I got to believe there's a lot of money on there. That's a real good value bet.
I don't know if it is or not, because, it's not like the Canadians. The 2 games they played prior to losing to San Jose, it was a terrible spot for them against San Jose, because both teams were on the second of back-to-backs. San Jose had a really bad road trip.
Whoa.
And they desperately needed 2 points, so they were all out in that game. Canadians were coming off an almost flawless performance against the Rangers the prior night. And I think, we know what hockey players do after a win. Well, they do it after a loss too, but they really do it after a win. They go out and they slug down a few. So I think there might have been a little hangover in that game. The 2 prior games, Montreal lost a 2-1 decision to Carolina, but they were absolutely fantastic in that game and just ran into McElhinney. He's been out of his mind for Carolina. So they got stoned in that game. I think they had like 50 shots on goal. Then they had the perfect game against the Rangers, which was a complete blowout. I think 5-2 was the final. It could have been 9-2. The bad game, I think Canadians win tonight. I'm not laying that kind of a price because Ottawa's a pesky team that works hard and skates hard. But, boy, they don't have much talent. And they might be catching the Canadians the wrong night.
Andrew, we can't hear you. We actually need you to turn your mic on, but that's okay.
I was going to say, I'm happy that Dave said that because I wanted to say on this show, I want to make a point to say that Curtis McElhinney is the second best goaltender in the NHL right now.
Unbelievable. This is the run of a lifetime.
Pekarine's the first. McElhinney is right there behind him. He's saving Carolina in so many games. they wouldn't be where they are without him.
Guys, we're done. I just got my notification from Kelly. She's ready to go.
Sure.
And
dump the guys for the hot chick. Oh yeah. You
Oh,
know
yeah.
what? I always knew you were a smart guy.
Absolutely. I'm looking pretty jacked, eh? Like I've been kind of checking me out during this video.
Prez does some push-ups before his shows.
Hey, Andrew, really quick, dude. Do you play hockey? I play every Tuesday night.
Yeah, just once a week. Yeah.
In a league or pickup?
Mostly pickup. I play in a league for basketball, and I play pickup hockey.
Dave, do you dream about hockey? Do you dream about playing hockey, Dave?
Prez.
I was the most inaccurate shooter in the history of hockey.
Well, then, then aim for the boards, genius.
I was like I still remember this. I got a wide open net because the goaltender was out of position. I'm like 5 feet from the net, and I put it over the glass. I still don't know. And I'm talking. I mean, it's just like.
And that was when sticks didn't curve.
Didn't flex. Yeah, I was gonna say.
He's Dave, Andrew. I'm the Prez. Make sure to get our promotion. $99 for Andrew or my 1 month of NHL. Just head to the website. You have 24 hours to get it. Guys, thanks for joining us. I got to run. Awesome show today.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. See you later, guys.
Bye.